just want to point out that these notes were from a week ago.
What does that mean?
I didn't know you had the big C, and so I wrote notes.
Uh-huh.
I listened to it again this week, but these notes are from when I first listened to it. So I'm going to be kind of going on them from my initial impressions. They've stayed pretty true, if that helps.
Well, I don't know how they would change, right?
Yeah, well, I could like a song more when I'm in a different mood, you know? I like to go off my initial
According
thoughts.
to this, I can pause and play the recording.
Is it the recording or is it.
So I can pause the live.
You remember when you were able to do like power line and stuff? Power station? Is that what it's
Oh
called?
yeah, I don't know what it was doing
Yeah. Alright, I'm joining us.
there.
See,
We're a little bit
according to this, we got
early.
0 people.
We're early.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got all the way to 16. There's some parts I just put question marks at. I I didn't
Scintillating.
I didn't know how to feel about some of the stuff I heard. It was weird. It was pretty weird. Hey, Miss Carpenter's here.
Hi, Miss Carpenter.
Hi, Miss Carpenter.
Hope you're having a blessed Saturday.
Yep, we got one more minute before people start being late. So,
Hey, listen, nobody's late.
Miss Carpenter's asking how we are.
Doing well. Back from the brink.
Are you doing? But I didn't even ask you. How you doing?
Well, I gotta tell you, it was pretty bad.
I had a feeling. I couldn't even come back because it was so bad.
I'm thinking December of 2019.
Mhm.
That was my first go round
Mhm.
before anybody knew.
What it was really?
Yeah, and that I almost died.
Yeah.
That's how bad that was. Then I stayed pretty safe and I got some vaccines.
Mhm.
And I've had it probably, you brought it home one time,
Just once.
and the sickness wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that one wasn't. Oh, that one was my fault. The Beach Bunny one. That was my fault.
And then there was another one I had it, and I was sick maybe 24 hours.
Was that the vomiting one or was that COVID?
I
Because
don't know vomiting. I
there
don't
was
vomit.
there was some vomiting bug that came
Yeah, I don't know
around
that
these
I had that.
parts. Yeah. Okay.
No, because you take the test, and it was
They
definitely what
told
it
you.
was.
Okay.
And then this one, I woke up Thursday morning,
Mhm.
super sick.
Mhm.
I mean, sick. And I went, boy, maybe I should go test. I tested, and I did not even 2 minutes. And said, yeah, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Oh, Ron Farney's
Hi,
here.
Ron.
Hi, Ron. We're talking about our
Can't say it.
health.
Yeah, you can't say what it is. Ron knows what it is because he
Mhm.
deals with it every day.
Health.
By the way, is that thing slowly
It
dropping
always
again?
does.
Yeah, that's
Well,
cute.
hopefully it stays like that. If it goes any lower, then we got a
I
problem.
don't know what this thing's problem is.
I thought you said you were gonna get a new one.
I have probably 10 of them, but no time to play with them.
Mhm. Thomas, you feeling better? Ron's asking about
So
you.
today is really the first day.
You felt okay?
Well, I don't feel okay,
Mhm.
but I'm not in bed
Yeah.
wishing for the end.
Did you test recently? Should I even be here right
No,
now?
so you get it, and then Ron will tell you you're
Yeah.
contagious for about 4 or 5 days.
Mhm.
Certainly not contagious.
Oh, there's somebody here I don't recognize.
Say hi. Say welcome.
Arkash.
Thank you.
Arkash. Is that Arkash? I think it's Arkash. Hello, guys. And then Beat After Beat's here.
Yay!
Woo! We got the whole gang here. We're missing like one or two of the regulars, but I'm sure it'll
So
happen.
anyway, nobody wants to hear about my health problems, but today I'm here
Mhm.
and out of the forest
Mhm.
and blah blah blah. So I think it's time to start, Laser Brain.
All right. What's up?
We're here for Duran 7,
The wedding album.
aka the wedding album. But before I get into that,
Mhm.
I've
You
been in the
gonna
vault.
you gonna show off your goodies?
I'm going to show off a few more vault items
Okay.
that I found.
I'm ready.
So most people will remember Dancing on the Valentine.
Ooh.
This was a compilation of 3 videos, but you could also get the extended New Moon on Monday, which is apropos for what we're doing now.
Mhm.
There it is like that. This is not the videotape. This is a teeny tiny laser disc.
Ooh.
Isn't that exciting?
Just a little guy.
That one I found this, which is sheet music, playing the piano.
Oh, look at you. You got Save a Prayer, The Wild Boys, Hunger Like the Wolf.
Basically the
chauffeur?
Arena album, yeah.
Yeah.
Like there.
Well, you need to start playing some songs for us.
You know that it's so complicated. The way
Yeah.
they wrote these out.
Well, yeah, that's how people learn how to do it.
Yeah, I'm not a music reader, so.
Some people can
That's
read
what it
music
looks like.
real well.
And I found some stuff in here. There were some clippings.
And you have your mic on, right? People saying they're having trouble hearing you.
Oh, probably because it's shoved under my.
Well, they say that, and also because like maybe your voice is dying
Oh yeah,
because
I
you've
am a
been
little.
sick.
Let me see if I put it up here.
Yeah, Mike is low sound on Thomas.
How about that? Is that helping anybody?
Well, I guess we're gonna find
They're
out.
gonna let us out.
Your blue light is kind of blinking too. Is something wrong
Is
with
it?
your mic?
Hmm.
Take a look at your mic for me. It was blinking. What do you
It
think?
is blinking. What do you think that means?
Is it not synced up or something?
Should be.
Mine's just doing a solid blue light. I
I'll
think
turn it off.
something's wrong with him. Yeah, Beat After Beat says you're not in stereo. I think something's wrong.
There we go.
Yay. Okay, how's that?
We'll see how long it lasts.
So no,
Maybe I accidentally hit the pause button or something like that. I'm a
That's
goofball.
possible.
So everybody missed everything I said.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, they just said you were low.
so I was thumbing through this sheet music.
Okay,
Actually,
they
some
say
nice pictures in here.
they
too.
say nice.
I haven't seen this in a long time. It's very hard to show because it is actually disintegrating.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I should keep messing with it, but
Yeah, they can hear you now. We're good.
look at that.
Oh, you wrote little notes.
Look at this. This is tech support, oxygen. Here are the inner workings of I'm in Love with a Robot.
Ooh.
Different
you
lyrics.
Found it in there?
Work product.
Look at you.
Couldn't believe that was in there. Knobs and lights.
Hey.
Nobody cares about that.
I care about it. That's kind of fun.
Burning Red. Ooh, Andromeda. You're never going to see
Ooh.
this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's your original, like.
All out of my brain.
And I like you had it in your Duran Arena book.
Well, yeah, when I was cleaning out. But there are a couple of little treats here, too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what is this? This must have been a clipping.
Newspaper.
This would have been a big thing era, though.
Ooh.
Look at that, I think, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's big thing. Here's a valuable coupon.
Uh-huh. Ooh.
Look at that. $1 off.
Why don't you try to cash that in?
Yeah. Let's see, who gives the $1 off?
Let-
A warehouse. I don't think they exist anymore.
Well, let's message
As
that.
this thing goes lower and lower.
Let's
That's so stupid.
let's go to Simon and see if he'll still give us our $1 off. What do you think about that?
You think he'll make me do the exchange rate or just give me the pound?
I think he'd give you the pound.
Nice.
I feel like if you went through all the effort, he would give you the pound.
He's a class act.
By the way, I was talking to someone about our show, and they showed me a video of Simon on like a cruise or something.
Uh-huh.
Some guy was just playing guitar, and he decided to go up and
I saw
sing
that.
with
Hungry
him.
like the
Yeah.
wolf, yeah.
I got shown that pretty
seemed-
recently.
Seemed a little prepared. This is, I don't know what this is. I found this in here. It's some kind of mega mix.
Ooh.
And I think on one side it's Talk, and the other side it's Duran. So think of Decade Dance, sort of.
Whatever that means.
The Burning the Ground.
Oh, okay.
That sort of vibe.
And look, display copy only.
I had to ask for mine, but somehow I still got it. I only
Yeah.
had one. I can't even remember how long I've heard this. I don't know.
That's fancy.
Ah. What that?
Ooh.
That is a laser disc of Arena.
Hey, you must be a big Arena fan.
Guess so. Well, it's when a band is at the top of their area, that's most merchandise gets come out. How many times have we seen Rio come out? And they keep
Yeah.
redoing it. Ah.
If I had shown you my collection, you'd need a nappy, lol.
I bet.
That was Ron.
Yeah, I
We
listen,
know.
I'm pedestrian. I just thought people would be interested in seeing this stuff.
Yeah, just stuff you haven't seen in a while. It's also fun for you.
Laserdisc. Working for the skin trade, so that would have been the
Could
notorious.
someone please explain?
That one.
That says $50 on it. Was that $50 in like the 80s?
This probably would have been. Yeah, it could have been. I don't know. I certainly didn't pay that.
What is that nowadays?
I have no idea what that goes for.
Okay.
I don't even look.
Oh, I was referring to if I spent like $50 on something in the 80s, what would it be now? Like a lot more?
$50 was a lot of money in the 80s.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, because that seems like a lot.
And then, what is appropriate for today?
Wedding album.
Extraordinary World.
By the way, Beat After Beat says I like the Laserdisc.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like them too.
Cool.
So I found this. I didn't even remember owning this. So this is a documentary about the making of the album we're about to talk about.
Ooh.
And the videos. And there's even a Breath After Breath.
Violence of Summer.
Violence of Summer and Serious. I didn't even know that was on a compilation other than the greatest.
Ooh, doesn't have to be serious.
Got that there.
I
And
got-
that's it.
I want you to know that song's been stuck in my head all week. And it had nothing to do with our video, because that was a while ago.
I can put that up there. You can't
Yeah,
even see it. Why bother?
Perfect.
Can't see it. All right, so let's get to it. Duran 7.
The wedding album.
Wait, this is a...
Just so everybody knows, we're at 5% on the iPad. And soon I'll have to switch to responding on my phone.
Sure.
Yeah.
So this would have been... This is another one I was there day one at the record store. This is probably that disc.
I got my last colored Dance Macabre from Spotify, so AV, I'm all now the vinyl collection. Wow, 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 they all look beautiful.
Here, you got the vinyl? Oh, a vinyl of all the albums?
Colored Dance Macabre from Spotify, so have...
I didn't know Spotify sold vinyl.
I don't know. I don't understand.
And then this came out a little bit later, but it's essentially the wedding album with all of the extras in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, this would have been
Everything...
Dance Macabre and then Deluxe.
Yeah.
Now, this is Deluxe before there was Deluxe.
I'm excited for Dance Macabre.
Me too.
I know that's not what we're talking about today, but I'm very excited.
That's how that disc looks there.
Ooh.
A little different. Pictures. So this is when they went into merchandise overdrive. And you're going to find out why.
Because the last album they didn't do a lot for, and it
Almost
didn't go
nothing,
very
right?
well.
They probably needed some money. But is that thing falling again?
Yeah. When I first heard Ordinary World, I thought it was a new Elton John song.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, that's probably going to be an issue.
Yeah. We keep going up and then whoop.
Before we talk about the wedding album, we must talk about what it was originally called, Four on the Floor.
Ooh. That's what I tell the dogs when they're not.
Sterling Campbell is out.
Mm-hmm.
There are four guys left. They decide they're going to call this record Four on the Floor.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say around 91 or 92.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who's well more connected than I am in the Duran community
Mm-hmm.
gave me a copy of this album
Ooh.
at least a year before it came out.
Look, you're
Maybe more.
on fire over there, aren't you?
And when this album finally came out, it was different. They'd plucked a few songs out of there, put some others in its place.
Oh. What songs did they have on there?
Stop Dead was on the original album,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one, is it Time for Temptation, or what's the other one? What's that religious kind of sounding one?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Sin of the City?
No, that was always on there.
I just know that's religious, so I don't know.
Time for Temptation. That was originally on the album, and it got moved over to there. So, and I remember I gave that
Fallen Angel?
Fallen Angels a B-side.
Oh,
It
that's
was
what
Time for Temptation. I figured it
Oh,
out.
okay. Sorry, Tom. I was whoa.
Mhm.
I was just getting Tom in on the scoop.
So I gave that copy,
Mm-hmm.
which was a cassette tape. There were no making your own CDs.
Yeah.
I gave him the cassette tape. He worked at Nordstrom and South Coast Plaza in LA, and he would play it in his store because he was in charge of the music.
Mm-hmm.
And it got into the mainstream there. People were like, "What is that?"
Mm-hmm.
Everybody liked it universally when they heard Ordinary World.
Mm-hmm.
Even before you knew what it was, even before you know who it was, even before you were supposed to have it, people loved that song, so you knew it was going to be massive.
Okay.
No question. But that's not what we're talking about because that's not the lead track. The lead track is Too Much Information.
That's the lead track?
The lead track on the album, but not the first single.
Oh, okay.
Ordinary World was the first single.
All right.
And is really the, if you're going to point to a song that brought them out of the ashes, that was Liberty, according to other people. I like Liberty, so I don't call it the ashes, but they did. And brought them all the way up to the top again.
Tom Baker says he's very impressed that you got it 2 years before.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
It was somewhere between a year and 2 years. And I don't even know how I connected with that chick or how I knew she was. I just can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But she let it out of the bag that she had that. And I'm like,
Give it.
I'm going to need a copy of that.
Give it over.
And she did. So, Too Much Information, though, was a single.
Ooh.
That
Okay.
reissue one. Here's a import looking one.
People say that Drowning Man mixes are also killer.
They are.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mixes on this. A lot of effort went into this thing to keep it going. And you're going to find out. If you look on the back of some of these, they started releasing these singles and greatest hits on them.
Mm-hmm.
So you would buy this and you would hear Too Much Information, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you'd also hear Hungry Like the Wolf
Yeah, I heard of that one.
or something like that. So they were really trying to get you to buy this
Mm-hmm.
by,
You got a femme fatale.
there's a weird one there. They were doing this thing where you had to have 2 CDs.
Yep. You only got one?
Well, that might be the other CD. I don't know.
Okay.
They'd get you to buy it twice, and then they would give you slightly different songs
Mm-hmm.
for the B-side. So what it was on here is you got Too Much Information, Drowning Man 12-inch, Too Much Information 12-inch mix, and then another mix of Depth Ford dub.
Tom Baker says, I only saw the deluxe version in 1997. And then Beat After Beat says, I had no Ordinary World on cassette.
No Ordinary World? That's that live?
I had no Ordinary EP on cassette.
I'm not 100% sure I remember what that was. But what were your thoughts of the rocking Too Much Information?
Bro, okay, let's look at my notes, because I got notes today.
Let's have the
Pretty
notes.
exciting. My note says, love it, comma, rock and roll.
Right.
And that's it.
So that's Warren's influence on that.
Yeah, that means if there's not a lot of notes on these, that means I really enjoyed them, because I was just like, no notes. Perfect. Loved it. So I did really like it, that song. I just didn't know that was supposed to be like the one of this album. Because this is like one of those albums that doesn't have a song named after the title. The Wedding album.
Right. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
It was called Duran. It was a rebirth. Wedding album is almost like slang.
Yeah.
Just because of the pictures.
There was no real song. There was no way I could have guessed what song was. I knew Ordinary World was a single because I knew about that one going into this. I think that was the only one I knew going into this was Ordinary World. Everything else was new.
Okay.
Fresh.
Really? That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I don't remember anything else.
So it was about this time that I became aware of Kathy,
Mm-hmm.
which is Ask Kathy now, which is
Yeah.
their official. You want to talk to somebody, you have a question about them,
Mm-hmm.
you send her a message and you'll get a reply.
Mm-hmm.
I think every time I've sent something in, I've had a reply that day.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like snappy.
Yep.
And if she's answering my stupid questions, you know she's on top of it. And I remember talking to her this time, and she was like, wow, the first single? I'm like, yeah, it was great. The second single? I saw, yeah, that's nice, but the first and second single are almost the same
Mm-hmm.
sort of vibe. I said, when are they going to get to rocking?
Mm-hmm.
And then they put out Too Much Information, and it was the least
Yeah.
popular single.
When are we gonna get to Rockin'? So
I was just talking to her. No, it had nothing to do with me. I'm just saying.
you're the reason for their downfall, is what I'm hearing.
No, I had nothing to do with it, but I had said I was just talking to her. I didn't know she had juice at the time. I just remember.
Ron says pre-owned vinyl on eBay selling for nearly £800.
For the wedding album, I'm not surprised because
Yeah.
I didn't even buy the vinyl.
And then Tom Baker says they should have made Thank You after the successful album.
They did.
And then Beat After Beat says agree, Tom. That's what I got.
They did.
Did they?
So Too Much Information again. I wanted that. I wanted it rockin'.
Yeah, I wanted that.
You haven't seen the video. It's pretty crazy.
I haven't seen any of the videos, sadly.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that one's pretty good.
Hmm.
It's almost like he's got a big thing on his head, like it's sucking his brain.
Oh, I love.
And it's wild. This is sort of I call this sort of the midlife crisis album.
Tom Baker says never made. They didn't make it.
They never made a vinyl of the wedding album?
They
Really?
should never. They should never have made Thank You after the successful album. Oh, I missed a key word there. I got you. I got you.
That's an interesting discussion that we'll talk about next week.
Ooh.
About the Thank You album.
Okay.
I'll put my thoughts on that. But
All right.
he's right. Thank You came out after this, and people were scratching their heads.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. I mean, listen, you write a second Rio, essentially.
Yeah.
Which, without Ordinary World, I don't know that this album raises them from the ashes.
Yeah.
This is the Ordinary World album. And there are a ton of great tracks on there, but I don't know that would have broke through the stratosphere without Ordinary World.
Yeah.
That is a special fact. Since we're talking about
Ordinary World.
That's the next track, right?
Yep.
Ordinary World.
Are you ready for my opinions from a week ago?
Sure, as soon as I show this.
All right.
There's Ordinary World. This is the Juggernaut. This is What It Is. There's another one. Because remember, they were putting out 1 and 2 CD packs, so you had to get all of them. Otherwise, you didn't have the set.
Mm-hmm. Careful.
And with my lizard brain, I had to get them all.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, you got like 5 over there.
I know. Listen, they put them out. I'm there, right? Ordinary World. Then here's the flappy one.
Ooh. Is that the one with Hungry Like the Wolf? I think I saw that.
Is it on there?
Hungry Like the Wolf.
Yeah, see?
Ordinary World was the right timing. 1960-ish was very popular in 1993.
I
That's
see.
what,
I understand that comment.
That's
yeah.
what Tom says. I'm just letting you know.
I think, and a lot of people heard it and didn't know it was Duran Duran.
Mm-hmm.
So there was sort of bands sort of get a stigma after they're super popular.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of bands will release singles and not even tell you who it is
Mm-hmm.
to see if you're going to like it before you hear their name and go, oh, I don't like it.
Do you remember what Beat After Beat said earlier?
What?
When I first heard Ordinary World, I thought it was a new Elton John song.
Right.
That's pretty good. That
Right.
reminds me of what you were just saying. Yeah, Beat After Beat, I thought it was Elton John.
Yeah. That's funny. I never picked that up. But then again, I heard it when I first heard it as I knew exactly what it was. And I was being led into the VIP room.
Or ELO, is what someone
ELO
else
is
says.
good too.
Yeah. The video for Ordinary World, 134 million views,
Mm-hmm.
second most video watched. How do you like that?
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Was it a good video? I haven't seen it.
It's an interesting video. They do it in a garden in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And they have like a wedding couple. So they really leaned into the wedding album aspect. And the couple is sort of getting married and they're sort of hanging out in the garden watching the wedding.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
I mean, it's nice. It's passable.
I don't like more ethereal songs, but this one is amazing. And then I put Transcension.
Yeah.
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 It's I mean, they still play it today.
Yep.
I don't know that they've ever done a concert after this where they didn't play it.
Mm-hmm.
This song got so popular. Do you know who Pavarotti is?
No.
Well, he's a famous opera singer, and you know.
Oh, I might know who he is.
Right. So that's kind of hoity-toity music,
Mm-hmm.
and he even liked the song and brought Simon on stage, and they sang a duet together.
Ooh, I'd actually like to see that.
Yeah. So it broke every barrier you could possibly break in music, and at this point you had to take Duran Duran seriously. That was the difference.
Mhm.
It wasn't the bubblegum pop anymore. It was world class songwriting. Now, fans always knew it was world class,
Mhm.
but this is where there was, remember again, their heyday was 84, 85.
Mhm.
This is nearly 10 years later. And you
Mhm.
think about how fast pop culture changes in 10 years, doesn't
Mhm.
hear anymore.
Mhm.
But there were people that were listening to that song, didn't even know who Duran Duran was.
Mhm.
And they're like, oh, okay. And then they would go back and look,
Mhm.
etc. Because remember, we're starting in with the grunge stuff, which is too much information. Is that heavier?
Mhm.
Nirvana, Soundgarden, stuff like that.
Mhm. Ron is asking what your number one is, but we're not there yet. We're gonna do that at
Number
the
one
end.
song off this album?
Yeah, I think that's
I mean,
what
it would
we're-
have to be. You'd have
Don't
to.
say
I
it.
don't say it. I don't. You know, when I
Don't
make these,
say it.
when I make this list and we talk about this, I do it right off the top of my head. I didn't write down what I think the number one off of this album is, but I don't know how you don't say "Ordinary World." I don't know how you say it
Yeah.
with a straight face.
Yeah. The
But
guitar.
I mean, these are because remember, it's what do you think is the best one? What do you think is the one you hear the least, and which is the sleeper that people shouldn't ignore? How do you?
Not say your favorite's Ordinary World.
Well, how do you? I mean,
Yeah.
think of all the songs on this album, and it's like,
Oh no! What do you think their number one video is?
oh, of
because
all time.
so Ordinary World is
Hmm.
the second, is according to what we learned. Their second most watched
Oh,
video.
so they're asking me the
What do
most
you
watched
think-
has to be Hungry Like the Wolf, yeah?
You think?
Well, that's the one that's sort of a Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Okay. Well, Ron's gonna tell us.
Okay.
And also, Tom says the guitar riff that suddenly rocks. That's what pushed it to the top.
Well, that's interesting, right?
Mhm.
Because that little and that's Warren with the double neck guitar.
Yeah, which is cool. I love Duran Duran B-sides and remixes, period, Beat
Me
After
too.
Beat says. Come on, Ron, we want to hear. We want to hear
what's
the number one.
I think it's Hungry Like the Wolf. Has to be.
Ron.
He'll do it eventually.
No, come on.
So, you have any other thoughts on Ordinary World?
No, I love it.
Okay, so what's next?
No, come on, done. 259 million views. Ron, I want to know. Ron, tell me. 259 million views. Yeah, because that's the one everybody knows.
Come Undone?
No, Hungry Like the... Oh. Oh, is that what he's saying? No, Come On Done. It could be Come Undone.
Come Undone has more views than Ordinary World?
I don't know. I might not be understanding.
Yeah, that almost seems impossible, but maybe it's because you go look for Ordinary World and then they play Come Undone after.
Just told Come On Done video.
Maybe it rides Ordinary World's coattails.
Wow. How do you like that?
And maybe Hungry Like the Wolf that video was played every 10 minutes on MTV. Maybe people
are like over it.
They know it and they've seen it.
Yeah, that got played here more. Wow.
Come Undone did.
Come Undone.
Yeah.
Sorry, never really liked Come Undone. Ooh, beat after beat.
When Come Undone came out, that was the discussion I was having with Kathy.
Yeah.
She was like, "Isn't this amazing? Can you believe it?"
Mm-hmm.
And Come Undone wasn't on Four on the Floor.
Mm-hmm.
So when they decided to rework that album that I'd heard, that was a new song to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So they'd gone back and written that one out too.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned into a big hit.
Cool.
Ordinary World, I'll say one last thing about it. It climbed all the way to number 2 in the U.S.
It's their highest view on YouTube. Come Undone video is number 1, 259 million views.
Isn't that amazing?
That's wild.
That blows my mind.
Yeah.
Because I never hear anybody talking about the Wedding album,
Mm-hmm.
and Ordinary World is so big that you
Mhm.
don't even really associate it with the Wedding album. I don't, in my head. It's like, I never really... Ordinary World is its own planet.
So I'm looking at my notes for Come Undone, and it says beautiful vocals, not better than Ordinary World, but pretty good. Same genre. How do you like that? I was curious. I was like, oh, what did I write about Come Undone? That's a little funny. Okay, sorry. I was kind of spacing out thinking about
I'm
that.
just sitting here watching this thing go lower and lower and
You're just
lower.
gonna have to deal with it. Just let everybody see your amazing shirt.
I just don't understand why it does
Unfinished
that.
beef.
It drives me absolutely.
Number 6 in the UK, Ordinary World.
Ordinary World meant to number 6.
Yeah, how do you like
Now, why
that?
does this thing flop? That's
Uh-oh.
part of our problem. Is this thing is like a mush.
Next time, just get a new stand.
I know. I have a stand. I just have to get it out. So Ordinary World went to number 2 here, and it went for weeks, and it was trying to be number 1. But there was one song that just would not go away or leave the top spot. Do you know what that was?
Was it from the last album we talked about?
No. What do you mean? The last album we talked about?
6.
I'm not sure. I don't understand the question.
I don't remember what
Duran
it's
Duran
called.
is number 2. There is a song that's blocking it.
Oh, okay. You're talking about like a different band.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not what I thought you were asking. I
Right.
thought you were saying one of their old things was getting in the way of.
New.
Okay, go ahead.
Somebody else wouldn't leave the number 1 spot.
I don't
and
know.
Much like Last Christmas from Wham was robbed
Mhm.
from their number 1 spot because there was a certain song that wouldn't leave, which was Do They Know It's Christmas? Ordinary World. That's right. Whitney. Whoever said that, I can't see who said it. Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You would not leave the number 1 spot. And a lot of us were salty about that.
Yeah, that was Tom Baker who said Whitney, so
Yeah.
Tom knew.
We were a little salty about that. So what's the next song?
Love Voodoo.
Love Voodoo, I like. I think that it's got a killer bass groove.
According to my notes, didn't love it. Not very catchy, kind of weird rhythm.
It's a vibe.
I don't like the vibe.
As you go to look at my shoes, I'm telling you, Love Voodoo is a vibe.
I don't agree. Obviously, I still don't agree. Beat After Beat says, Love Voodoo is groovy, and Ron says, it's okay.
So good that it made the Dance Macabre album.
Arrested Development was in number 1, got replaced by Duran. That's what Tom Baker says. Uh-oh. He's
Number 1 where? But in his country?
I don't know.
Where's Tom Baker from again? He was Finland, right?
Is Tom Baker Finland? Tom Baker, where are you from?
I thought that's what it was.
Remind us.
But here, Whitney Houston wouldn't leave, so that was that.
Yeah, Beat After Beat says Love Voodoo is groovy and cool. Ron says it's okay. I wasn't a big fan. Oh, Tom Baker, Belgium.
Belgium.
That's the one, not Finland. Yeah,
Sorry.
We'll work on that.
Well, it's insulting to say
It is.
something else. I apologize.
Yeah.
My mind is preoccupied with this thing that I want to bash and throw out the window.
Yeah, he's having trouble with that.
And it just keeps doing it.
Why don't you just embrace it?
I mean, I just don't understand this thing's problem. No matter what I do, it will not stay there.
What if we just talk about Duran Duran?
Okay, so tell me what you thought of Love Voodoo.
I already told you.
That's all. That's your entire.
That was my
thoughts on it?
notes. I didn't like it. I don't like it.
Oh, don't like it. Okay, well, listen. There's
Yeah.
a hot take, right?
Yeah,
I
sorry.
think it's groovy.
It's not my vibe. No, it's a pity about Thank You. Tom Baker.
I will tell you, I've reevaluated Thank You from when it came out to now. That's why you never want a definitive, like even these things we're talking about. When I say this is the best one or whatever list, that's today. It could always change. There's always reevaluation going on.
Yeah, that's really the worst thing about our show is we're probably going to change our minds next week.
No, I mean that's just music, right?
Yeah.
If you're a band that only put out one album, then probably your opinion's not going to change much. But with this many albums and songs and etc., you're gonna reevaluate. On this day, I like this. This day, I like that.
I don't like Love Voodoo.
Okay, you don't have to.
Yeah. Well, you seem kind of offended.
I just think it's groovy. I don't know how you couldn't like it.
I'm not a groovy kind of guy.
Maybe.
I like rock.
I think the lyrics are good. I love the cadence of it. I love
Mhm.
that bass line. And
Okay.
it's fun.
Okay.
Ooh. How do you beat that?
Now do the song.
All right, I'll try.
Doo.
Bum bum ba-da-dum, bum 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 ba-da-dum, bum bum bum.
That was written by Duran, right?
I think so.
Okay.
That had at least 2 authors that I
Yeah.
know of. Okay, so what's next? Who's next?
Drowning Man.
Drowning Man. So this is their dubstep. That song.
Uh-huh.
Don't drag me down. What'd you think of that?
Weird and different. Kind of a bop. Not first choice, but better than Love Voodoo, is what I wrote about that.
Interesting.
Yeah. I said I liked it more than average, but it was not my favorite, and it was not my least favorite.
Okay.
That was sort of where my brain was. At least, I don't know, there wasn't anybody in chat when I was saying this. I'm reading notes that I made last week on my first impression of the album and the first impression of each song.
That's true.
It's been vaguely the same since, but if I change my mind, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have much to say about Drowning Man. It's a toe tapper.
It was because that beat was popular by DJs. Boom, boom.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me that wasn't the
Yeah.
original. In this period, yeah, there's a lot of interesting
Experimentation.
choices. Yeah, there's interesting choices they're using. They wrote this album in Warren's living room.
Mm-hmm.
They called it Privacy, but it's just them sitting around like we're sitting around here, instead of much like how I create. You sit here and you hope for gold.
Yeah.
And that's what they were doing. So it doesn't surprise me that there's a pre-beat there.
Yeah. Well, there you
All
go.
right, well, that's enough about Drowning Man.
Are you ready for Shotgun?
Shotgun's not really a song, but boy, is that fun, isn't it?
I like the gun noise, but the tune is weird. That was my note.
Well, it's not really a song, right?
I like.
Shotgun. Now, I'll tell you what I like about Shotgun. Shotgun played, and then on the original 4 on the Floor, Stop Dead came in right after it. So when you hear Shotgun, and then Stop Dead goes like that, and it sounded like the two were connected.
Ooh, so that was maybe the point?
Right. So in my mind, those two are always connected, even though I guess in no one else's mind who has the wedding album. So Shotgun, I mean, it's another little interlude type song, but I mean, at least it's a song.
Yeah. It's better than the interludes that have no singing are my least favorite, and this one was good. It's good.
It's fun.
I said it was weird, but weird doesn't have to be bad.
So, I mean, I would suspect that was a song that was going to be made, and they never really got around to finishing it, so they just put it in
Tom
there.
says you have a lot of inside information.
These are all guesses. I mean, unless you're talking about what 4 on the Floor was.
Maybe. Probably. Yeah, because you were a 2-year early kind of person.
Yeah.
Ish.
I don't know, 2 years.
You said 2-ish.
Could have been 1 to 2. It's hard to remember.
Yeah.
But I remember it was way before.
Way.
And different, obviously, because Stop Dead was on there. I mean, what else can you say about Shotgun? It's not, you know what I mean? So, well, who's next?
You already heard my thoughts on Come Undone.
Right.
It's not as good as Ordinary World, but beautiful vocals, and I was a big fan.
So Come Undone, the second single. And people really like this one, too.
I really like that. Apparently, it's #1 most viewed music video.
Here's the floppy one.
And he's got 50 more of these, just so you know. For some reason, I got Some Like It Hot stuck in my head right now, and I'm not quite sure why.
Me either. You're about 10 years too late.
I know.
That's what that looks like. And then this was probably the other disc to it. It's hard to even tell because the stuff is so close. Yeah, I think this was disc 2.
Oh, I like the font on that.
So you're supposed to put that in that thing, I guess, and then toss this, but I could never do
Videos with water in them are popular.
that. All right.
You have a lot of laughing emoji faces.
So that's sort of Come Undone Come Undone's a weird. They're kind of in an aquarium. They said that Warren's guitar playing sort of sounded like it was underwater, so that sometimes those little germs will catch fire.
Yeah.
There's a couple on a park bench, and they're in a flood. Their house has gone away. I don't know.
Do you want to hear what Ron just said?
What do you
You
think?
might find it interesting.
I'm sure I will.
It's my most favorite Duran Duran single. Love it.
Ooh.
How do you like that?
How do you like that?
That's
so
pretty wild.
something that wasn't even going to be on the record, and
Yeah.
they pulled it out of their head at the last minute, like Notorious,
Ended up being some favorites.
to be a favorite. People loved it.
Yeah.
So you would have been in the Kathy camp back then when I was saying, yeah, I like Come Undone. It's a great tune, but can we have two kissy boos?
Beat After
Back
Beat
to back?
says, I'm going to drink a glass of water when I go live and see if I get popular.
Yeah.
Going off of that Duran Duran,
Well, what I
videos
suggest,
that have water in them are popular.
I'm thinking about doing a remote from the aquarium. Is there an aquarium around here?
There actually really isn't.
Really?
I tried going to an aquarium and it's like out of state. How do you like them
Really?
apples? They used to have an aquarium, I was told, but they got rid of it.
I don't like that. You think the people ate the fish out of it?
Yeah.
I do see a lot of fishing around here.
Do you?
I do.
Oh.
Bubsy Lake is one that's jumping in my mind.
Yeah, that's true. It was recorded for Yasmin Laban's birthday. He played it down the phone to Yasmin.
How do you like that?
Ooh.
I guess it pays to be married to a poet.
Yeah.
And
Come
you get
Undone.
Come Undone.
Yeah. That's nice.
Hmm.
I like that song.
Next time I listen to all the lyrics, I'll have to think of that.
Yeah.
Yasmin Laban.
Yasmin.
Saw they were in the. Have you heard what's going on with P. Diddy?
Yes, I have.
Well, those white parties
Mm-hmm.
had a lot of people at them,
Mm-hmm.
including Simon Laban and Yasmin Laban.
Mm-hmm. What'd they say?
I don't know if they got in.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently she wasn't wearing white, and that was a problem. They weren't going to let her in. I didn't hear the end of that story to see if she got in,
Mm-hmm.
but
Huh.
hopefully they didn't get in,
Yeah.
or they left before you got into the inner sanctum.
Yeah.
Let's
That's
hope.
rough, man.
It is.
Breath After Breath?
So Breath After Breath has a video.
It does.
I think that was going to be a single, but I don't know if it was ever a single. Maybe it was in South America.
Mm-hmm.
They had a very famous South American singer in the song.
Mm-hmm.
I really like this song.
Mm-hmm.
I suspect even Beat After Beat might have taken his name from Breath After Breath. Because every time I hear Beat After Beat,
you think of Breath
something
After
in
Breath?
my brain says Breath After Breath. He'll have to confirm that for us.
Mm-hmm. Breath is a pretty song, Beat After Beat says. He
It
hasn't heard
is.
what you said yet, but...
It's a really pretty song, and the lyrics are another excellent, amazing writing, in my opinion.
You ready for my notes?
Yeah, what do you think of it?
Some good harmonies.
Yeah.
Didn't like it at first, but it grew on me near the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Good instrument noises. Those were my notes.
It's sort of world music. Do you know what that
Yeah.
is?
I
It's world
Yeah.
music. It's sort of a genre.
Yeah.
World music is not my favorite. I've never been a big Paul Simon fan.
Beat After Beat got his name from the Go-Go's.
Ah,
We got the beat.
We got
The beat. We got the beat. We got the beat.
One of the best openings to a movie ever is Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and that song is playing over it, and it's just wow.
Ron says, love it. Released as a single in South America. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. I had a bootleg of that concert,
Mhm.
and you can hear them say, "Okay, listen, we're filming a video here tonight, so you're gonna hear playback. We're not singing it live, and we're trying to sync it to the video." And they do it like that. And then when you see the video, you could see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of nice to have that.
Okay.
Who knows where it went, but.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably going to give a little hot take. I didn't mention yet what I was doing in this time period.
Mm-hmm.
Before the album came out, Duran Duran did something called K-Rock Acoustic Christmas.
Okay.
K-Rock was a radio station in LA, very famous, very
Mhm.
important. And every year they would do an acoustic Christmas.
Mhm.
So I was lucky enough to get tickets to that.
Mhm.
The second row, that's still the closest I've ever been.
Oh, and we lost the iPad.
Ah,
Go ahead
too
and
bad.
plug that in, and I'll connect on here. It might take me a little bit longer to respond to comments, but
Okay.
we should be good.
So I went to, that was like an all-day festival. I saw, what's that guy that does Blister in the Sun? Those guys, can't think of their name. It's like, let me go out like a blister in the sun. They go out.
I don't know what you're saying.
Some band. That was a big deal for a while. In fact, they said that was the #1 song off their list.
Femmes?
Yeah, Violent Femmes.
Okay.
I think that's right.
Beat after beat said.
Yeah, they were there. Suzanne Vega was there,
Mhm.
I remember. The guy from Talking Heads came out.
Mhm.
He walked out and had a reel-to-reel
Uh-huh.
about this side. He walked out and went,
Okay.
and then pressed play and then sang a bunch of songs. No band, just
started
playing off
doing
that
it.
thing, yeah.
Oh, look at you.
And there was also those guys, that kind of messy-looking guy,
Mhm.
I want to say Soul Asylum, but that doesn't sound right. Runaway train, never coming back. Something wrong way track. That guy.
Okay, I don't know
Well,
what
he
you're
only
talking
had
about.
one
So.
song.
Okay.
Can't remember their name.
Soul?
Soul Asylum, yeah,
Okay.
that sounds right. They were there. I'd come a little late. I think that's all I remember seeing.
Mhm.
And then Duran comes out, and everybody's like,
Oh.
there they are. Look, it's Warren. And then they do some of their songs, but they also debut Ordinary World.
Oh.
And everybody was like,
Ordinary world.
people passed out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that show that I saw.
Yeah.
Then that triggered
Mm-hmm.
my least favorite tour of theirs.
What is it?
This tour.
Okay, great.
So you got this rebirth, you got this album. They decide to unplug everything because
Mhm.
unplugged was the big new thing at this time period,
Mm-hmm.
to show that you were a musician and you weren't just working off tapes.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they were still working off tapes, and
Yeah.
some things were still plugged in.
Yeah.
And they just stripped down every version of the songs, and it just wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
I like it rocking,
Yeah.
electric, plugged in. But
But
listen, live, and you're standing there, you're watching it. It was a good show. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna lie. And they did, the only time that I know that they did this, they did a Lennon song called "War Is Over."
I know that song.
They came out and did that. That one, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is Christmas. Something else, something new.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, good stuff. All right, sorry, we got off on a tangent.
Yep.
I think that's my last story on this era.
Okay.
So what song are we at now after?
We are at UMF.
UMF. I don't know what UMF stands for, but
Okay.
this song is one of my favorites off the record. Just because
Ooh.
it's so... Here we stand in the shadow of the master plan, making trouble wherever we can. Stir it up, stir it up.
It's great.
That's fantastic. Can't you see? This boy is going cheap. Knocked down to a basement deal. And I won't stop till I get to the top. Woo!
UMF is cool.
I think it's fun. It's a
Yeah.
little crazy, but it's fun.
Well, are you ready for my thoughts?
Yeah, fire away.
Bop in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Not very Simon, but not bad? Question mark.
It feels like a little bit of a holdover from Liberty, yeah, where they're a little
Yeah.
rappy, a little rude.
And then fun lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
And then what's weird about this song too is you hear the whole song and then it goes into this other gear at the end
Yeah.
and it goes on for a while.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with that?
Please don't do that. Please don't.
He does a little better than I do. But
A
not,
little.
But not much.
Yeah.
Um,
So I like that song.
I like UMF. Yeah, it's funky.
I don't know if it's my favorite, but
Yeah. Well, we'll find out at the end, won't we?
yeah. Well, I'll leave you on the edge of your seat.
Will you say UMF over Ordinary World?
Yes.
That's why you're still watching, because you have to know.
Mm-hmm. You ready for
Who's
next
next?
one?
Yeah.
We got Femme Fatale.
Now, Femme Fatale is a weird one. This is another one that was not on Four of the Floor.
Okay.
Four of the Floor. Four on the Floor.
4 on the floor.
But somehow this got a video.
Uh-huh.
And I remember reading something about Warren years later said he'd never seen the video.
Oh, great.
So they'd made it. But it apparently was a single, because look what I found.
Hey!
I found this.
It was epic, brilliant, awesome, amazing track, Ron says.
It is an excellent, excellent version. And I'm not a big, I can't remember the guy who sings this, Femme Fatale.
Mm-hmm.
One of those Andy Warhol dudes.
Mm-hmm.
There it is right there.
Oh, and you got Falling Angel on there? Somebody said they liked Falling Angel earlier.
Falling Angel's fantastic.
Yeah.
When we get to that tune. Falling Angel's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And another Angel song. What do you think's going on there?
We love angels.
Yeah, there it is right there.
Yay.
These things come in backwards on this thing when that thing sees it?
Possibly.
That's lame.
Yeah. Oh.
There, that makes it all better, right?
I'm
That fixes it.
I'm watching the video right now. I'm gonna see if it does it mirrored or not. We're gonna find out.
Yeah. Nothing I can do about it. Femme Fatale.
Oh no, it shows up.
Lou Reed. No, not Lou Reed. Lou Reed is Foreigner, right?
Lou Reed.
What the guy was this guy's name?
I
Can't remember. Beat after beat. You must know this guy's name. You know all the names.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the guy who does Femme Fatale? Who wrote it?
We're gonna find out. In an ordinary world.
Because then on the next album, the Thank You album, there's also the same guy does a song, and they take that one, and they actually take that one to new heights.
Ooh, I love it. NICO.
No.
Tom Baker says, and Beat After Beat says, I forgot.
Yeah, I can't remember the guy's
Yeah.
name. He doesn't have a good voice, but he wrote Perfect Day, which is going to be on the Thank You album, which is a very good version of Duran Duran, and Femme Fatale he wrote.
Okay.
And they do a very good job with that one.
Okay.
I like that.
Not Duran Duran yet again, but the drum beat and the chorus.
Reed, yeah, but I said Lou Reed.
Reed. Yeah.
Did you hear some kind of squeaking, or is that birds outside?
That's birds outside.
Okay. Listen, you gotta pay attention around here. Lou Reed is correct? Well, then who is the guy who's the lead singer of Foreigner?
Reed.
Lou Graham?
Don Baker says Nico sang it, written by Lou Reed.
Oh, I don't know Nico. Nico Treasures.
NICO, Nico. How do you like them apples?
So Lou Reed never sang Femme Fatale?
Lou Graham.
Yeah, so now do you understand why my brain is scrambled?
Yeah, you're having a problem over
No,
there.
I can't do it. Anyway, he did Perfect Day and he did Femme Fatale, and they took Femme Fatale and they put it on this record and knocked something else off of Four on the Floor, which is kind of weird because that wasn't there either.
Yeah.
But okay.
Okay.
Like it. They didn't write it. What did you think?
Not Duran Duran yet again, but the drum beat and chorus is different and kind of cool.
Yeah, I like this. I really do like this tune.
Yeah, once again, it wasn't
Released
giving me.
for France.
It was a single
And the
release for
video was
France.
black and white. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
There was some party.
Mm-hmm.
It's another weird video, but is everybody sitting down?
Okay.
Might be the best video out of this chapter.
I don't know. I haven't seen any of the videos, so I couldn't tell you.
I like it.
All right.
So what's after Femme Fatale?
Let's see. I'm on the wrong list. Sorry, I'm pulling up like 50 pages. None of the above.
None of the above. So what did you think of that?
I love the chorus, but everything else was meh.
Right. And this is sort of, now you're getting back to the back half of this side B.
Mm-hmm.
And this is sort of a political song.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't love politics
Mm-hmm.
in political songs.
He does a lot of political songs.
They're in
Read
there,
My Lips was good.
But this one is right in your face of none of the above.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every politician is garbage. And this is sort of I think this is now Bill Clinton
Tom
era?
says it's too repetitive. Beat After Beat says none was good.
Yeah.
None of the above was good.
Listen, again, you know my theory. Any Duran Duran is better than no Duran Duran.
Yeah.
So I can listen to this song. I just don't go looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm by myself alone. I realize faith in none of the above. Yeah.
I said the chorus was
Meh
good.
is probably right.
Everything else was meh.
I think you're right.
Yep. I know.
All right, let's move on then.
All right. I got Shelter.
Shelter. What do you think of Shelter?
Hardly understand words.
Yeah.
Men not memorable.
Right.
That was
I concur.
my thoughts on that.
Shelter might be a song I skip.
That might be your least favorite off this album. Maybe. We won't reveal yet, but
Feels like a throwback to Liberty.
Tom says too loud.
But Tom, what do you think this is sort of a throwback to the Liberty record? Think about the back half of the Liberty record.
I think Liberty was better than this.
Maybe.
No,
But
not maybe.
it has the same vibe to me as some of those back end songs.
Shelter Mexican Town ?
Shelter Mexican Town.
Beat After Beat asked.
Not sure.
I don't know.
I don't know Mexican Town.
I think we're trying to figure out what the song means, or maybe what the
Oh,
title
yeah,
is.
I haven't listened to the lyrics in so long.
I told you I couldn't
tell
understand the lyrics. So,
Well, we might have to read them.
yeah.
But listen, the lyrics may be excellent, and we're just missing it because the music is not.
Yeah.
The two things are not working, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
This, to me, I hear this, and it could have been on the flip side near the end of Liberty,
Mm-hmm. Nah.
and yet not as good as anything on Liberty, I think. What else you got?
I got... Did we do To Whom It May Concern?
To Whom It May Concern.
Okay, that's next.
Now, To Whom It May Concern, I still, every time I hear a phone ring,
Mm-hmm.
I say phone call for Mr. Bones.
Oh. I think it is playing into the 1993 Boom Boom. I hear Fora like Mexican in that song. Oh, that's what he was saying.
Oh,
by
okay.
That. Okay.
All right. It could, yeah, absolutely. There's definitely some South American influence on this record.
Yeah.
No question about that.
Apparently that was released as a single for America, the one we just moved into.
Shelter?
No, the next one. To Whom It May Concern.
To Whom It May Concern? I don't think so.
Well, that's what he says.
Well, that would be information I don't have.
Yeah.
To Whom It May Concern was on Four of the Floor,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't Mr. Bones.
Mm-hmm.
It was Mr. Jones.
Ooh.
And who is Mr. Jones?
Tom Jones?
Their lawyer.
Oh.
And if you listen to the song, apparently this lawyer has ripped them off.
Mm-hmm.
And so they wrote Phone Call for Mr. Jones and sang the song about him. And somebody got a hold of him and said, listen, that's slander. And
Mhm.
lawyers love to sue.
Mm-hmm.
You can change that to Mr. Bones.
Mr. Bones.
But there is a version of Mr. Jones out
Mhm.
there.
Ooh.
And it's the same song, but
Evil.
phone call for Mr. Jones.
Phone call for Mr. Bones.
So I still say that. I mean, a grievance song?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
I didn't love. Had some good layering, but that's the only thing it had going for it.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
I just, whatever its legacy is, it's stuck in my brain. Phone call for Mr. Bones.
Mr. Jones was also a 1993 hit. Smile, smile.
Whatever it was, that's way over my head.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about that.
Mm-hmm. Look at you.
A song about a grievance that they're having with their lawyer turned into a #1 song?
Just because something was a hit doesn't mean it has to be a #1.
I don't know. It seems to me a little too inside baseball, a little too...
Mm-hmm. Possibly. Mr. Jones.
Oh, well, I mean, what I know about it could fit in a thimble anyway. So.
Another band.
Another band took that song and made a hit with it?
Or maybe there was a different song named Mr. Jones, or...
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, so you're saying the lawyer's name wasn't Jones, that they changed the name because there was a band called
I don't know.
Mr. Jones? I don't know.
I think
I'm
you're really
confused.
confused.
That's not how I heard it.
Yeah.
How I heard it was about the lawyer and they changed the
The
name.
title, Tom Baker says.
Oh.
Yeah. Listen, we'll go get you a nice big nap after this, okay?
I mean, it hardly means anything in the final analysis of the universe. But
Yeah, that's true.
that was my understanding of it.
Yeah.
Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones.
Are
So
you
who's
ready?
next?
Are you ready for next? Sin of the City.
So Sin of the City. What did you think of that?
Love the rhythm talking cadence.
Mm-hmm.
Some good guitar noises. Chorus was kind of disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked everything except the chorus, really. That
So
was my
this
thought.
is an interesting song.
Mm-hmm.
The band members love it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they think they wrote a real gem.
Mm-hmm.
It's a story about a real crime in
Mm-hmm.
New York City. There was a club called Happy Land.
Mm-hmm.
Guy came in, had a fight with his girlfriend who worked there. He comes in and burns the whole place down, and people die.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the best material for a song? Uplifting tune?
Ah, it was a good thing. Tom says great sound effects.
Yeah, a lot of samples and stuff.
Oh, Beat After Beat says R&B singer Mr. Jones 60s song. So apparently there was another song called Mr. Jones.
I thought it was Mrs. Jones. Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones.
I don't know.
We got a good thing going on. That's a great tune.
Yeah, well, there
I
you
love
go.
that song. Sin of the City is not for me.
Yeah, I liked everything except the chorus. Which, if the chorus isn't very good,
But I remember, lyrics are important to me. I listen to them, and I don't enjoy listening to people who got burned up in a fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not my bag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Beat After Beat says it's Mr. Jones. So, about that old one. It's not Miss Jones.
Oh, it's Mr. Jones? Mr. Jones and his late... I remember it's a cheating song.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's the neighbor or something. Maybe he's
Yeah.
saying Mr. Jones is his
Maybe.
girl?
Possibly.
I need to listen to that again. But either it's Mr. Jones or Mrs. Jones. That's a great tune.
A lot of Joneses.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
A lot of Smiths, too.
And Beat After Beat says Sin wasn't for me. So you
Right.
guys are on the same page.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's garbage, but it's just not... It's not when I'm listening to a song, I don't want to go to that kind of negative place.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't like any of that sort of folksy music from the 60s, like when they're talking about Vietnam War and how terrible the president is.
Ron says I like it, and Tom says it was depressing. So we got a mixed bag going on.
Yeah.
So I think if you don't like it, that's...
If you can separate the music from the lyrics and the theme, perhaps. I can't get past that.
I liked some of it. I didn't like all of it. That's where I'm at. I'm sort of a mixed bag. We got some people who like it, some people who didn't like
And
it.
at the end, there's like a big fire noise, which I don't like that either.
Oh, well,
I mean, that's crazy.
write a grievance letter.
It makes me think of, you ever hear of the Beverly Hills Supper Club?
No.
It was a place in, I think it was Kansas? Anyway, it was this somehow popular club out in the Midwest where Hollywood talent would come and sing, and you'd eat your dinner, and there was several different rooms. Anyway, there was some problem with the owner, and the mob wanted to take it over, and so they decided to burn it down. They set up some charges in the basement while people are there eating. These guys walk in on their uniforms, they're setting it up, and the morons set the timer for 6 p.m., not 6 a.m., which is when they were supposed to go off. And so then this started happening, and people are in there, a fire starts, and apparently the carbon monoxide just whooshed through the whole club. People were running, and a lot of people died from carbon monoxide. I remember John Davidson. You probably don't know who that is.
No.
Host of the Hollywood Squares.
I have heard of that.
That's Incredible. You remember that show?
I do.
You heard about that? He was a host over there. John Davidson was a minor deal for, I want to say 70s. Into the 80s a little bit. I don't know. So that puts my head in a bad space. So Sin of the City is not for me.
Okay.
So let's go on to the gems.
Falling Angel.
Falling Angel is a great tune. Probably, I probably shouldn't say that either. But I do like it. What do you think of it?
So I put a note here that says the guitar riff kind of sound is like do 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 do.
Yeah, it's a brother to it, isn't it?
Yeah, and I was listening to it and I'm like, doesn't have to be serious guitar riff, question mark?
It's certainly the brother of it.
Liked it better than average. And that's
Right.
what I put as...
I agree with that. Here am I, you're falling Angel dangle in the blue. Just another great poem,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I did like that song. Once again, not my favorite, but it's in the upper
Yeah.
of this album.
I would have put that on the album and maybe pushed off a few others.
Oh, maybe.
I could think of Falling Angel being on there and Shelter getting the boot.
This album hit number 4 in the UK.
The entire album. I don't know what it did in the United States.
I don't know either.
And listen, by the time this came out in the United States anyway, it was stale to me
Yeah,
because I'd heard it 1,000 times before then. But I was still there
Yeah.
day one.
you were. I got it almost 2 years early. Ooh.
It was great.
Yeah.
I wish I always got them 2 years early.
I bet.
I really do.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a next one, I'd like to hear that now.
Falling Angel's good.
Falling Angel is good. Does anybody have any thoughts on Falling Angel out there?
Beat After Beat says yes, indeed. So it's possible he was agreeing with us.
Okay, good.
Possible.
All right, so what do you got next?
What do we got next? So we got Falling Angel, then we got Stop Dead.
So Stop Dead. This was an original 4 on the Floor. I really like this song.
Mm-hmm.
That is, even though it's kind of goofy, it's still fun.
You want to hear my note?
Uh-huh.
LOVE in all caps.
Uh-huh.
The chorus is very fun.
Yep.
Good beat.
Mm-hmm.
Great dancing.
Yep. How does that get kicked off the record?
I love that song. You can if I put something in all caps, that's how you know I mean business. Beat After Beat loves Falling Angel, and Beat After Beat also says Stop Dead is great.
It is.
In 1994, they played in Brussels the first time in 6 years, Tom Baker says.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Was that the, Tom, was that the unplugged version, or did you get an electric version?
Possibly. Who knows?
Well, he'll know.
Well, yeah. I'll let you know when I get an answer.
Brussels, isn't that France?
I don't know.
Brussels or near France? Isn't that where the UN is headquartered?
Ron says that song should have been on the album.
Agreed.
And then Tom Baker says, I didn't go back then. So he just, this is
Oh.
a story we're hearing about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree. I could probably cobble together a definitive version of this record on how I would like to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not going to do it. But,
Yeah. I gotta go take a 3-hour nap instead.
I would make some different changes. But listen, it's not up to me. And whatever they were doing, it worked.
Mm-hmm.
On the back of Ordinary World. So Stop Dead, fun. Well, who's next?
The B-sides are better than some of the regular Duran Duran tracks. That's
Yeah.
what Beat After Beat says.
Yeah. Well, because they weren't really B-sides before.
Yeah.
They were A-sides.
So we got one song left
Okay.
that we have on our list. Time for Temptation.
So Time for Temptation is one that got kicked off the record too. So do you think that one deserved to get kicked?
Question mark, not a lot of singing, a few good parts. So I think it should have been kicked off like it
Mhm.
was.
Time for temptation, no damnation for what you do. I'm trying to think the rest of this. I haven't heard that one in a while.
Yeah, it's not memorable. Yeah, I said it had a few good bits,
Hmm.
but
So you would have pulled that one off.
I would have
made the
pulled that
right
one.
choice on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Brussels, Belgium. Number 9 or 7, can't remember correctly. Okay, Time is so-so.
Time for Temptation, yeah.
Yeah.
It's I think I like it better than None of the Above.
Which one was none of the above? Let me just...
That's the political one.
Oh, yeah. I probably agree with you.
I probably would have moved that off there.
I think so.
Time for Temptation. I want to say there was some remixes of that too.
Ooh, Ron says it should have been released as a single. How do you like them
Time
apples?
for Temptation, maybe.
Yeah. I feel like it could be a single.
I mean, there's a lot of, I would put Femme Fatale that made the single over that.
Yeah.
And certainly Come Undone. Too Much Information had to be a single because that's
Yeah.
the rockingest song on the record.
Yeah.
That had to be a single. Plus the MTV diss in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was no way that wasn't going to be a single.
Okay.
But Ordinary World, I think what happened was it's so good that they just like, we have to do this one first. We're going to lead off with a slower song.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's it.
That's it. That's the wedding album. That's the phoenix rising from the ashes.
Mm-hmm.
And does the phoenix come crashing down?
During the Thank You album, you said?
a few short a year or two later.
Apparently, people didn't like that one.
Well,
I'm hearing some talk.
and a problem, shouldn't say too much, but the problem with the Thank You album really is they're all covers.
Oh, okay.
They didn't write one song on the record.
I like cover albums. There's a few I can think of that I
Isn't that
enjoyed.
right? Now I'm thinking maybe they wrote one at the end. No, I think it was all covers.
Okay. Well, somebody will
get
correct you
confused.
if you're wrong.
Yeah. But Thank You did have some singles
Okay.
and some interesting bits. This was another one I got early.
Mm-hmm.
Like demos and different versions and songs that didn't make the cut.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some that actually became B-sides.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember where that is either. I remember there was a Dylan song that didn't make the cut. I think
All
there was
covers,
Bowie.
period.
Yeah, all covers.
Yeah.
And something really weird too.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm remembering correctly, the first song, Ball of Confusion, I think was done twice.
I don't think you're supposed to be talking about the next album until next
I'm trying
week.
to think through it. I think the first track and the last track are the same song.
Okay.
Which is really nuts.
Yeah.
And not even that great of a song. So I guess that's it for Duran Duran 7.
You gotta give me your list.
I do.
The best,
Yeah.
the least best, and the sleeper.
So it has to be Ordinary World. There's
your best.
no world where I could say anything different.
The record company should remaster this album, double vinyl, a deluxe CD box set with extras.
You know, see, that's pretty interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
That this one has never gotten a re-release.
Yeah.
I find that very strange. And there's been some anniversaries that have come up for it.
Mm-hmm.
And Capitol, I don't even know if Capitol owns it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They obviously don't think they can sell any. But then on the other hand,
Mm-hmm.
Big Thing got a deluxe treatment double CD DVD. They even unearthed a concert DVD to put in there.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you not? I will say, let me say something about the Pet Shop Boys.
Oh, Tom Baker says Drive By was Duran. I think they're referring to the Thank You album. Is there a song on there called Drive By?
And isn't that like a reworking of The Chauffeur?
I don't know. But
It's sort of a reimagining of it.
so Beat After Beat said all covers period, then Tom Baker said Drive By was Duran.
Right, and I think that's a reworking of The Chauffeur.
Okay.
There's like a little tone poem at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then it sort of melds into The Chauffeur. That's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I promise I'll do my homework before next week. This
Yeah.
is just off my brain. And I don't spend a lot of time in the thank you chapter. So I don't know. But what was I talking about?
Your best, your least best.
The best has to be Ordinary World.
I agree. Mine is also Ordinary World.
One that I probably don't need to hear again. Probably Shelter.
What's the one I couldn't understand the words? Lyric, hardly understood words was number 11, which is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Shelter. Yep.
Yeah.
My least favorite was Shelter.
So we're double sheltering, which is rare because we don't usually agree.
Our favorites are Ordinary World, our least favorites are Shelter.
What did the folks think? Do they have a list? I love it when the folks give us a list.
The record combination manager. Oh my god, I'm having a Duran Duran meltdown. Lol. Exclamation mark. Well,
They don't agree they like Shelter?
maybe.
I don't know. All right, well, let me give you... Do you have a sleeper, one that people should not ignore? It's not the single.
Yeah, so remind me what the options would not be.
Well, you're not going to pick Ordinary World.
Yeah.
You're not going to pick a single because...
So remind me the singles.
This is what this is invented
Remind me
for.
of the singles.
The sleeper is...
I know what the sleeper is.
Okay, all right, take it easy. So Ordinary World, Too Much Information, Come Undone, and Femme Fatale. And even some people are saying Breath After Breath was a single.
Okay, so with all that in mind, my sleeper is Stop Dead.
Mine too.
Hey, look at us.
I think this is the first time we've been in complete agreement on all three. That is the one that, if you're a normie and you're just skimming the singles, and I don't know, you're probably gonna have to have the deluxe version because Stop Dead isn't even on the regular version. But that's the one you should gravitate to and not let it slip away.
We've never had the same list before. We should celebrate.
Yes. Celebrate by taking a 2-hour nap and a pill.
I'm thinking about a 2-hour nap. That sounds
Can
really
imagine.
good right about now.
Certainly does.
So Beat After Beat can't believe that Shelter was our least favorite. Tom Baker says least is Shelter, and I don't listen to Drowning Man. Who's also a least favorite.
I think if Drowning Man was playing, I'm not running away. I mean, it's just not. You know
Which
what I
one
mean?
was Drowning Man?
It's a club song.
It's my number 4.
Weird
Weird and different, kind of a bop, but not first choice, but better than Love Voodoo. So yeah,
Love Voodoo.
I think I could live without
I like
Drowning
Love
Man.
Voodoo.
I did not like
first
Love
met
Voodoo.
you on the roof, you caught me in your web of view, and now I know the wicked truth. Oh, it's too late, much too late.
See, you look sedated while you're singing it.
Yeah, it's a vibe, dude.
I don't like the vibe.
You peel me like an onion skin.
Tom Baker says, I love the Thank You album cover.
That's pretty wild, right?
How do you
It's
like
another scrapbook cover. That's another interesting part because the
Mhm.
wedding album is a bunch of pictures thrown out, and Thank You is even more pictures thrown out on the front.
Because it's fun.
And Thank You is the first one I remember seeing in a ton of bargain bins. Like, I think I found a copy of that at the Dollar Tree at one time.
Ron said his sleeper is Ordinary World. That's not how this goes.
Ron, that's not a sleeper.
Best is Come Undone, according to Ron.
That is possible. The
Yeah.
sleeper, that's Ron, you're playing a game with us.
Yeah. He's just trying to include his 2 faves.
Right.
Yeah.
The sleeper is
Not a single.
Yeah, essentially you're trying to get people to skim over the surface or
Yeah.
under the surface, whatever you want.
Yeah.
You're skimming the top. If I told my neighbor, hey, you know what's a good band? Duran Duran. I go, oh, really? Okay. And they'll go to Spotify, and then you'll see the list of singles that'll go by.
You'll see Hungry Like the Wolf. You'll see Rio.
Yep.
You'll probably see Ordinary World.
You're definitely going to see Ordinary World.
Yep.
You are not going to see Stop Dead.
Yep.
And you should. Shouldn't let it go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, those are the thoughts we got going. He couldn't think of a least favorite.
Yeah.
In a big Brussels record store, I counted 12 unsold thank you CDs.
Yeah. Well, if it's here in the United States, if it's in a Dollar Tree, this is the lowest of the low. You don't go any lower than the Dollar Tree.
Did you see one there?
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
I want to say not long after it came out. It was still the 90s, and a thank you CD was in the Dollar Tree.
Wow, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's bad news.
I mean, sealed, pristine, right out of a box.
Yep.
So.
Beat After Beat can't believe it. He said, wow.
And listen, I don't think it deserves to be at the dollar store.
Well, I don't think so either. I guess I'm going to find out.
It's not the worst I've ever seen. I've been in a Tower Records, and they would have like I remember seeing a John Denver tape for 50 cents.
John Denver and the Muppets.
It wasn't Muppets, but 50 cents, that's got to hurt.
Miss Carpenter can't believe it. The dollar store thing.
Yeah. Well, the only thing worse than the 50 cent is you go out back dumpster diving, there's a bunch of John Denver cassettes in there. That's even lower than 50 cents, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you could take the tape and put some masking tape over the security thing and just put your own music on it.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I think blank tapes cost more than 50 cents.
Duran overreached with Thank You. Sounds like I'm getting a little worried. I gotta listen to this. I've never heard the Thank You album.
At this time, for the longest time, if people would have asked me what's your least favorite album, I would have said Thank You.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because I thought it was hot garbage. It's just they didn't write the songs, and I'm more of a...
Well, I like cover albums. I like when they make the songs. I like cover albums.
Right.
What can I say?
I don't mind if they do a cover or two, but when you're all... And then they're picking songs that I'm like, wait till you hear 911 as a Joke.
Okay.
Which is a Flavor Flav song.
Okay.
It's pretty wild.
Okay. I'm ready.
There's even... Listen, I don't know this. I don't throw this term around lightly, but there might even be some light racism in 911 as a Joke.
Oh, well,
But when you hear it, you just tell me what you think.
I'll see why. Okay.
It's pretty wild.
Okay. Well, I guess I have something to look forward to for next week.
Yeah, we all do, don't we?
Yeah.
And I don't remember there being any. I guess the B-sides were other tracks that didn't make the album. I think Lay Lady Lay was a B-side.
They should have taken the time and returned with an original album. Yeah.
Well, so my understanding of doing the Thank You album, there was a lot of turmoil in the band, even picking the songs and the mixes, and apparently there was a couple of camps in the band
Mhm.
that were not happy with the mixes, or different people were doing different things on the sly without the other ones knowing it.
Mhm.
So this was another weird time where I
Things
don't know
weren't
what's
going
going
right.
on. Yeah,
John left in anger.
he left during Medazzaland,
Yeah.
but just some weird. You could see the writing on the wall for Warren even back here,
Yeah.
because you can't have two alphas in the same band. It just
Mhm.
can't be. And Warren is definitely an alpha,
Mhm.
and that caused a problem. Because there's only one star in Duran Duran.
Yeah.
So that's it. Thank you, everybody, for being here with
Ready?
this Laser Brains Duran Duran 7. Reports of my demise have been exaggerated.
Mhm.
I'm here.
Yep.
Didn't think I would be, but I am.
Mhm.
And we will return with the thank you, and it'll probably be a somber week, so I hope everybody's here to commiserate together.
Have a beat crushing weekend, everyone. That's me.
We might be back tomorrow for Television That Matters, too.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Alpha
think we're gonna-
male.
I think we're going to do UK Ghosts.
I don't know what that is.
Well, it's a TV show called Ghosts, but it's the UK
Oh,
version.
You mean okay? I got you. I thought you were saying that was the title of it, and I'm like, I've never heard of that in my life.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
You know, like Wham UK.
Yeah, I got you. You ready?
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.